Hi friends, this is your pal Scott Garibay, and today we are going to talk about role layer experience, and we're going to ask the question, who should role layer experience? All right, Scott, what the heck is role layer experience? I apologize, you have some homework to do. This is part of a playlist. Just look in the description, it'll take you exactly to the playlist. Start at the beginning of the playlist, and it will answer the question, what is role layering? What is the role layering? Why do we role layer? And and then today in this video I'm going to answer, who should role layer? All right, so this is a question: who should role layer and who should not? So in order to do role layering, to create a role layering experience for the purposes as defined of discovering all yourselves, discovering the selves within you, the people who should do this are people who have three criterias. One, you have mastered 3 tabletop role-playing games as a game master. You have mastered 3 role-playing games as a game master, minimum, okay? The other one is you have mastered 3 tabletop role-playing games as a player, okay? And those need to be different, right? So you have to have experienced 6 tabletop role-playing games, each with distinct mechanics and each with distinct rules. In addition to those 2 criteria, you also must have improved yourself through tabletop role-playing game. You have to have at least one area where you as a person are improved, changed, transformed, made better by tabletop role-playing games. If you believe that tabletop role-playing games are for fun, right, to cut goblins in half and to tell a fun story, do not even think about proceeding with role layer experience. I don't think it would be helpful to you, and I actually think it might be unhelpful to you, right? Maybe even more than unhelpful. It's just not for you. Okay, so that's who should do it. People who have mastered 3 distinct tabletop role-playing games as a game master, know the rules inside and out, are capable of running it, are proficient at running it, right? And have run tabletop role-playing games as game masters well, right? And yeah. All right. Then also people who have done a good job of have mastered playing 3 tabletop role-playing games that are different than the ones that they mastered as a game master, right? So that means you are proficient in 6 different rule sets as a game master and as a player, and that you are, able to go forward and able to do this well, right? So I think that that is and in addition to that, you have actually used tabletop role-playing games to improve yourself as a person. You've learned lessons, you've gained wisdom, you have not cut goblins in half, but cut your deficiencies in half, and know that you are a better person because you have spent time at tabletop role-playing games and have moved past using tabletop role-playing games for fun. That's what Call of Duty is for. Nobody who is charismatic, confident, and intelligent enough to spend time on tabletop role-playing games should ever be playing tabletop role-playing games for fun. It's the wrong use. Okay. All right. So now one more. Who should not play? Who should not do role layer? Who should not create role layer experiences for themselves? A role layer experience for themselves. First, if you don't meet those criteria, you should not. Okay. Even if you have met all the criteria I just talked about, okay, everyone and anyone who has ever done solo RPGing should never do role layer experience. Also, I will go even further than that. If you have ever done solo RPGing, I believe that you should not play tabletop role-playing games anymore. Solo RPGs do have value. They are a fantastic cul-de-sac to separate our society from people who desperately want to create novels but are too lazy to write them, right? I do think those people need to kind of I don't want to create like an island of misfit toys, but I do like this idea that there's a cul-de-sac where these people can go, they can stay by themselves. They're kind of, they want to be alone. Let them be alone, right? Like, we shouldn't have to deal with them in tabletop role-playing game communities anymore. And this is a perfect place to just kind of cordon off people who are not needed in the TTRPG community, and definitely are not needed anywhere near the role layer experience community. I really think that I'm not positive that solo RPGing is destructive, but it is extremely unhelpful, right? And I do think it serves as a special cul-de-sac to separate from society people who are really not needed actively in society. All right, so I feel very, very, very strongly that solo RPGing is a special purpose-built cul-de-sac to take people out of circulation. I think that's the best way to talk about that. So that is it. That is what role layer experience is. That is why we and that is why we role layer, why we do the role layer experience, is in order to specifically discover selves, right? And that is a new use that tabletop role-playing games have never been put to before, brought forward by me. And I really think it's going to be helpful and useful. And then in this video, I also defined who should and should not engage in role layer experience. And I wanted to say thank you very much for letting me share this with you. And I really appreciate the time. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.